Hi everyone, welcome back to Raven's Crochet. My name is Sarah, and this is my furry feline Raven. Say hi, Raven. Say hi. I've been absent for a few months, and I apologize about that. You will see her in just a moment. I am in a completely new place. I had to move. I've been dealing with quite a bit, so let's get into it. Again, my name is Sarah. And I have a few things to show you guys, and I'm also going to be doing a giveaway, so stay tuned and I will explain how I'm going to do that and the things I'm going to include and everything. So let's see, it's been about 4 months. I was pretty much forced to move. The last apartment I was in wasn't working out so well. See, I work graveyard shift and my nights are always different, so it was really hard to manage my shift at that complex. There was a lot going on over there and things that they could not accommodate me with. But I'm not very far away. I didn't move too far. But I'm in a new apartment and it is so much better than my last place. Let me tell you, I needed the extra amenities anyways. My last apartment, I did not have washer and dryer hookup, but I do now. I didn't have a patio, which I do now. I got a couple of new amenity features that I was not expecting, and I'll show you guys one of those here in a minute. The other extra amenity, I'll have to post a picture at some point because my bathroom is a mess right now. But, okay, so my bathtub is not, this is like the coolest part of my entire apartment, I think. One of the coolest amenities anyways. I've never seen this in any apartment complex, ever. This apartment I'm in now apparently was built in the 80s, early 80s, and when they first opened up, maybe it was the 70s. They were like super, super nice. I have lofted ceilings in here and no popcorn. No popcorn ceilings. I'm like, oh, it's so amazing. It's a drop down texture, so it's a lot smoother. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Okay, so this bathroom tub, it's a shower and a tub. Not together, but like two separate spaces for a shower, and it's crazy. I'll have to post a picture at some point because, like I said, my bathroom's a mess right now. But it's like a crazy 8 design. You have a circle that's just big enough for one person to stand in, and then there's a round metal frame on the top that you hang your shower curtain from, and then the other round part, it's literally a sit-in tub, has a built-in seat. Yes, it's crazy. So it's not ideal for older people because it's not handicap accessible. So I literally have to stand up and then hoist my leg over. So I don't have any trouble getting in and out. I just tell myself, be careful, be careful, be careful, because most accidents happen in the bathroom. So, yeah, just a friendly reminder, most accidents happen in the bathroom because of all the water and the slick surfaces. So I literally had to go to the plumbing department at the store and buy those anti-skid tub stickers. I got strips. So I could just put a strip like every couple of inches apart, so that way when I step in and out, there's traction. Better safe than sorry. So anyways, you see all this yarn behind me. These here are projects that are still, in progress. But all of this yarn up here is for giveaways and for selling. And I have a whole bunch more in the bedroom that's also for giveaways and for selling. I just couldn't fit it all in here. I'll move the camera just a little bit, so you can see the very top of the shelves, some extra yarn, and my crochet channel name that I started in 2021. And so this is all the yarn, and there's even some more yarn on behind the couch here. And so here in a minute I will walk you around here. So I've been dealing with quite a bit. So I was forced to move. I needed to move anyways because I had been in that apartment for so long. I moved in with brand new carpet at my previous place, and there was just wrinkles in the carpet. You know how that goes. when you live in a place for so long, at some point that brand new carpet needs to be pulled. So my neighbors were very noisy, living on the downstairs floor next to a walkway where people were always walking by. It was just getting too noisy for my shift. You know, I couldn't sleep in that apartment anymore. So it wasn't an eviction. I've never been evicted before in my entire life. But they and I together just agreed, you know, I needed to move. I'm not going to renew my lease. I need to find a place that has more amenities that fit my needs. And I'm actually still really, really close to work. I didn't have to move that far at all. So I'm very grateful for that. Let's see here. About a month after I moved in, you know, I was still unpacking, still settling in. I got a foot injury. I was on my electric scooter, and I was not wearing proper shoes, which that part was my fault. That's the only reason I got injured, was because I was not wearing proper shoes. Never again I'll do that without shoes. I guess I wasn't paying attention. I got distracted by noise, and I ran over a speed bump and face first, and my foot got injured. Yeah, right there. Right there. Not that you guys really care to see it, but I mean, it's not open anymore, obviously. It's been 3 months since that happened, but I still have that really small spot where my skin got most traumatized. And, you know, the deeper your injury, the longer it takes for your skin to heal. Castor oil is great. I'm always going through health tips and stuff. Any kind of tips that help people live better or have things easier, I'm all about that. You know, I'm always giving out tips in my videos, regardless if it has to do with yarn or not. So my tip is castor oil. It's best to get it in a glass bottle in a dark color, like a brown glass bottle. I went to Walmart looking for it. They have castor oil in a brown bottle, but it's not glass. And you find it where the depositories are on the stomach and preparation H aisle. It's plain original castor oil. There's nothing else mixed into it, but it's not the best quality because of the way because of what it's stored in. It's at least in a dark bottle, so that's good. On the medicine aisle, I think with like Nature Valley or something, they have a clear plastic bottle with, it says organic castor oil, but I also don't know that brand too well because Nature Valley is not really a good brand, and their vitamins really don't do anything. They may work for some people on a small level, but here's an example of what I mean. The Nature Valley, if you get a bottle of, what was it called? Oil of oregano. Oil of oregano is actually really, really good for our bodies, and it helps us detox, especially if you take it with black seed oil. But their little bottle of oil of oregano, if you look at the ingredients, it does not have oil of oregano listed in it. It literally lists glycerin, vegetable oil, and there was something else that started with a G. Oh, I wish I could remember what it was. It was some kind of skin vegetable oil or something like that. But the first 3 ingredients on anything, on any product, that's the most of what's in there. So when oil of oregano was actually not listed in the ingredients, to me that's a ripoff. And they're just selling you watered down pills that aren't going to do anything. So I'm actually fixing to invest in a brand called Resilia, Resilia. Don't buy other brands because I've already made that mistake, and luckily I was able to get a refund. But it comes in a white foil pouch, and it says oil of oregano with black seed oil. They are gel capsules. You take 2 a day. They come in a 30-day supply, I guess. Yeah, like 60 capsules, I think. It's $30 for one package. I already looked it up on the website. It's Resilia.com. So I've been hearing reviews and just left and right. And it helps detox your body. The first 3 days, you spend a lot more time in the bathroom because your body's detoxing, getting rid of all that stuff. It's supposed to get rid of parasites out of your body. That's why I have dark circles. If you're bloated, if you have to get up in the middle of the night to pee, if you have, headaches quite frequently, if you have trouble digesting food, if you have trouble passing bowels, all that stuff, oil of oregano with black seed oil is a really good natural detox. And so I'm fixing to buy that. And I will keep you guys updated if that works for me or not. It'll be a few weeks because I'm fixing to order it tomorrow on payday. And then waiting for shipping to arrive. And then another 3-4 days after I start taking the pills, then I'll know if it's working or not. And then that's when I'll come back and let you guys on the DL. Because if it works for me, I know it'll work for anyone. And all these reviews I'm seeing, it's like they're recommending no other brand but Roselia. So if any of you guys have tried that, go ahead and maybe leave it in the comments for someone else who might be curious. So I haven't had my crochet mojo. That's been another issue. Like, I literally got done making a Christmas stocking, and I don't have that with me because I just gave it back to the owner who needed it done. She gave me 2 stockings that were previously crocheted by her grandmother, which is her kid's great-grandmother. And I didn't have a pattern. I couldn't find a pattern similar to it to YouTube. So my gift is I can look at something side by side with what I'm doing, and then I can count the number of stitches. I can already tell what stitches used. It was a single crochet, so it was easy to tell. If it's a simple stitch like that, I can automatically tell what kind of stitch it is. But if it's something like real fancy schmancy, that's when I take a picture and I go online. I'm like, hello, does anybody know what this stitch is? Like we all do, right? If we see a beautiful stitch and we don't know what it is, or if it's not mentioned, we have to ask people online, right? But this is just single crochet, so it took me forever. The stocking wasn't that big though. It was maybe like this big. And then it was like, it wasn't any bigger than my face and neck, really. So I had to do 2 pieces, and I had to stitch on a Christmas tree and the trunk and the star, and then like little red stars all over the place, and then sew it together. And it was white with a red cuff. I'll post a picture of it, a side-by-side comparison with her grandmother's and then mine. And without using a pattern, it looks almost exactly the same. Just, a couple of rows off, maybe a few stitches in length off, and the exact placement, of course, of the stitching is off, but it pretty much looks the same. So I'm excited to get that done. I had a granny square top I was trying to make for my grandmother, and I'm not even halfway finished. The only thing I've really made was this pumpkin. This is an ombre stripe yarn from Red Heart. I don't remember the colorway name. But all I did was I did a row of like maybe 45 to 50 stitches. And I did half double crochet in the first 3 stitches. And the last 3 stitches I just did single crochet, because it kind of narrows in the ends a little bit and it reduces bulk. And it saves a little tiny bit of your yarn. But, the first 3 and then the last 3 stitches in the in-between I did half double crochet. And then I cinched up the bottom, stuffed it, cinched up the top, and I left a little hole opening. So I took a stick from outside, and that's the pumpkin stem. You could also take a cinnamon stick, which is really nice to make your home smell good. And you could actually spritz a perfume, or you could do like what I do is I'd get essential oils. You can get cinnamon oil if you want the extra cinnamon smell. And then you just put a few drops in like a spray bottle of water, and then just... So I do that on my fabrics and stuff here and there. I love essential oils. I have like a whole box of essential oils in the bathroom. Peppermint, lavender, spikenard, frankincense, which is really good for knee and muscle and joint pain. Frankincense, you mix a few drops in your body cream or in a spray bottle with water. I also like to use vitamin E oil and tea tree oil, because tea tree oil is a natural antiseptic, and I use that on pimples and small minor cuts. And then I have myrrh and lemon I use in the kitchen. I'll have to relist this stuff, because even to save money, I make my own household cleaner with lemon essential oil, a few drops of dish soap, water, and a little bit of alcohol so it doesn't spoil, just like a big squirt of alcohol. and I use that for my all-purpose cleaning spray, and it works great. If you want to deodorize furniture or your carpet, you just add a tablespoon of baking soda to that. And for bug spray, I do the same thing. You just leave out the baking soda and the dish soap. But for the bug spray, it's mostly water, a squirt of alcohol so it doesn't spoil, and then any essential oils that you want. Bugs hate the smell of essential oils like lavender, clove, cinnamon, all that stuff. Peppermint, spearmint, eucalyptus. They hate it. They hate the smell. So I make my own natural bug spray too, because you never know what these pre-mixed store-bought spray bottles from the chemical section. You just never know what kind of chemicals those are and that you're spraying into your house. And my allergies have actually improved too. I never buy cleaning spray. I just make it myself. So I'm going to show you guys around, and then we'll talk about the giveaway, okay? So bear with me. The phone's going to get a little jiggly. I'm going to take it off of my ring light stand here, and we're going to walk a little bit, and I'll show you guys. My favorite feature is I have a double-sided fireplace. 1-bedroom apartment, and I have a double-sided fireplace. So when it gets colder and I have it all lit nicely going, I'll have like a crackling fire log in there. So nice. And then I will do a video where it's just the fireplace going, maybe some gentle music in the background, maybe not, but I thought that would be really nice. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna unhook. You guys see my shirt? Jesus is my savior. Crochet is my therapy. One of my favorite shirts to lounge in. Okay, here we go. Okay, so bookshelves, curtains. I hung up these curtains, and there's the front door right there, front door, and that's the bedroom area where the rest of the yarn is. So let's go in there, shall we? It's a little bit of a mess, so I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but you will at least see all the yarn. These are finished projects, by the way. Yarn, yarn, yarn. And there's more yarn. That's right above the bed. And then there's a little bit more yarn over here, up in the corner. Yeah, okay. So you guys see all that yarn. Like, I'm not kidding. I have my own yarn store. So I will be putting some of this in giveaways. And I'm also still trying to sell boxes of yarn. I have way too much yarn. I'm not going to be able to go through all this. I can't buy yarn anymore because my bills are a little bit tighter. That's another thing. That's another reason why I haven't been on here in so many months, because I've also been financially struggling. Like, I really need help, guys. I really would appreciate if any of you guys would love to buy any of this yarn, because most of this yarn is multicolored. I can't work with solid yarns the whole time. I use solid yarns to accent the multicolored yarns. So seriously, guys, I really need help selling yarn. I'm also going to post pictures of this on Facebook Marketplace, because I'm in the hole right now. And I'm in the process of paying off my credit card. I had to get help from my church. Yes, I joined a church over a year ago, and they're so nice. Really, really great people over there. They were able to help me out, but I'm still kind of in the hole. So anything you guys can do to help me out with buying this yarn. I'm not asking for donations. I donate myself. I'm just asking if you guys know anyone that likes to buy yarn, or if any of you guys would like to buy some yarn, please, pretty please, email me, ravenscrochet21@gmail.com. I will leave that listed in the description box below. Let me see if I can actually show you the bathtub. Well, before I do that, I'm like, we'll walk back around. I'm going all over the place. I'll show you guys the bathtub real quick. Lights on. It's a little messy. I left pajama pants in the bathtub. Okay. Put these away. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Okay, so this is crazy, right? Look at this thing. Okay, so there's the walk-in shower, and then there's the sit-in tub. Like, isn't that cool? I can light some candles, turn the lights out, and I can just sit in and relax. It's super, super nice. And yeah, you can't really see the strips, but anyways, let's show you the double-sided fireplace. I can also walk around my entire apartment. I can walk all the way around. And my cat loves it. She likes to do her, you know, when your cat does their zoomies. It's hilarious watching her. She just... So my kitchen is like 3 times bigger than my last place, which is awesome. 3 times bigger. I still have my aquarium. Their light is out right now. But here is the fireplace. Ta-da! Obviously, it's too warm to have lit right now. And then I have my TV right above there. It's pretty much the only place for my TV. So, and then if you look closely, I left the light in the bedroom on. So there's my nightstand. You can kind of see the yarn reflecting from the living room here. So we'll walk back around the other side, and I'll show the other side. And there's the other side of the fireplace. You can clearly see the yarn in the living room from here. I already have a fire log propped up in there. But, I mean, I'm just like, I was not expecting the fireplace at all, let alone for it to be double-sided. So I'm like, I can get in bed, which I've already done. We've had a cold night about a month ago. It got super, super cold. And I lit the fire, and I was still on my couch, you know, winding down for bed. And then when I was ready for bed, sorry, baby. I just plopped on the couch and disturbed her. I got in bed, and then the only light in the room was from the fire. It was super, super nice. And like, if you think about it, like, before electricity was invented, this is how our ancestors stayed warm with their fireplaces, and it's how they cooked. I'm almost tempted to get a cast iron skillet and a hook to hang it from or whatever, and just kind of slide it in there and make bread the old-fashioned way. But then I have this oven that's twice as bigger than my last oven, so I'm obviously using my oven. You know, better safe than sorry, because I've never cooked in the fireplace before, and if I make a mistake, it's my tail. So no thank you. Okay, so giveaway. I'm going to include this. It's from the Hirschner's Treasury of Crochet Afghans. It is a year's worth of blanket patterns. The whole patterns are in here. Like this. Look at this one. Isn't that cute? He's so cute. Snowman. I love that powder blue aqua with the snowflakes. Even without the snowman, I would love it. But yeah, that's it talks about the project, and it gives tips, and then it starts with the whole pattern. It also has a grid you can go off of. And then here's just some examples on the back. So there's 12 different blankets in here. And I just don't really make a lot of blankets, so I'm including that. I'm also including the latest catalog that they sent me. So if you guys need yarn for a project, or if you need project ideas, they literally have pictures of different things that you can make. Like here. And here. That's another blanket that they used with ombre yarn. And, yeah, just projects here and there. Granny square blankets. Shawls. That looks like a cocoon shawl, kind of. Yeah, it's not a pullover. It's a cocoon, and she just has a button. A button clasp of some sort there. But lots of ideas. And I'm going to put some multicolored yarn in. And I'll put some solids with it that coordinate. If you win the giveaway, you are more than welcome to point out a yarn that you saw in the video that you would like for me to add. We can email or call on the phone, or however you want to communicate. Just email me your phone number if you want me to call you. and I can talk to you about the yarns, and I'd be more than happy to accommodate what yarns you would like me to include in this giveaway. But of course, I will also throw in some surprise yarn and lots of accessories. The crochet hooks, stitch markers, a little pair of scissors, all that stuff. I like to make sure my giveaways are equipped with everything you would need to get started. And it's also good to have extra accessories laying around so that if you want to travel with a project, you already have the little scissors and the extra hooks or whatever, and the little bitty zipper notions bag, or just whatever. I love to include things like that. So again, I super apologize for being absent, but now you know what I've been dealing with. I've just been so overwhelmed with everything going on. Again, if you are able to help me out with buying a yarn box, I really could use that, especially with the holidays coming up. I'm not doing much for the holidays, but I do plan on going to my family's home for Christmas. So I'm going to do another video here pretty soon. Another good note, I got baptized on November 2nd, this past November, and I'm just super thrilled about that. It was actually a rebaptism because I was first baptized as a teenager. I think it was like about 14 or 15. But you know how younger kids are, they don't really understand as much, they don't understand things on a deeper level, and they don't have as much knowledge until when we grow up, you know, we learn more. And I was in and out of a sinful lifestyle, and I struggled in and out with that, and now I'm completely out of it of my own free will. I'm not struggling in that sin anymore. There are obviously other things that I'm working on because we are all flawed human beings. Every single day we fall short of God's glory. But now that I have stopped living that sinful lifestyle, I rededicated myself in baptism this past November 2nd. I got it done at Life Church, which is a great church. I'm not particularly fond of watching a pastor on a screen, but the worship is great. The people are phenomenal to be around, and it's just an overall really good church. And they have so many different things for kids. They have like bouncy houses, and like every different grade level they have a room for kids to go to with activities and fun things to do. It's just, I'm just mind blown of all the things that they have for kids. So my next video, I will be wearing the Meet the New Me t-shirt that I got with my baptism. And if you are interested in that video, I am going to spill the beans on several things that the Lord has been showing me. I live in repentance. I pray multiple times every single day. I pray for discernment. And when you pray for discernment and you are serious about it, God gives you the gift of discernment, and He teaches you things that really surprise and shock you. And yeah, so amazing. So many amazing things I can tell you guys on that. And even if you aren't a believer, these stories are like, just, they impacted me so much, and they might surprise you as well. But bottom line is, I think God in heaven is amazing. He has really supported me and helped me learn and grow, and He's the reason why I am still alive today, like no joke. If you guys, I think I told you guys before, but if anyone who is new, August 24th, I think it was August 24th, last year in 2024, I was riding my electric scooter. I was on my way to work because I work a graveyard shift. It was 9:30 at night. There were only a few cars on this 4-lane road, and it's a busy road. But at night, people are going home or people are still out about. So there was only one car that was passing me. I had just turned onto the road. You watch before you pull out into the road, and there was no traffic. And then about 1 minute after I had merged onto the road, when you're on a bike or a scooter, you go with traffic. You ride the direction in the same lane that the cars do. That's the rule. And so I was on the far right-hand side against the curb in the right-hand lane, and the car had plenty of room to merge to the left lane, because you still had the other 2 lanes for the opposite road direction of traffic. And he didn't switch lanes. He hit me. And it was a big impact that knocked me out. I woke up to people asking my name. I was sprawled out like this, and I couldn't move. I wasn't even really fully alert until people started kind of tapping me on the shoulder. My head was busted open and bleeding. I stupidly was not wearing a helmet. I heard the ambulance pull up behind me. They put a neck brace on. They put me on a board or something, and then they lifted me up on a gurney and took me to the hospital. So my head was busted open and bleeding. I couldn't move. 2 hours later, I was up and walking. Like, I don't know why. I guess because of the trauma that happened to my body. I had to get up like 4 or 5 times at the hospital just to pee. And I still didn't even have my staples in yet. I was still waiting for the ER doctor to come stitch me up. And so I have this neck brace on, and I'm all bleeding. And my hair is literally acting like a mop for all this blood. And I'm getting up 4 or 5 times to go to the bathroom on my own. No assistance, all by myself. So if that ain't the grace of God and my guardian angel protecting me, I don't know what it was, but it's because of the God in heaven that is why I'm still here. That's not the first accident I survived in. In 2017 of February, my car flipped over 3 times. I hit a snowbank. I slipped on black ice. There was like a dip in the road, and it kind of curved around at the same time, and I slipped. My car on the passenger side hit the snowbank, and then doosh, doosh, doosh. I landed crooked right in the middle of the 2-lane road. No scratches or bruises, period. I was wearing my seatbelt. So that's another, by the grace of God, moment for me. So obviously I will never ride my scooter again without proper shoes or a bicycle helmet. And I also keep a bright orange and neon yellow flag with an LED light. I have LED lights all over the place, and reflective yellow bracelets and anklets and just all this stuff. My backpack that I wear at night going to work is neon yellow. So that also reflects off of traffic so people can see me. Like, this is no joke. You know, I got people honking at me still, you know, but I'm doing safe traveling. That is also legal. Cops pass me by all the time. So I know I'm not doing anything wrong. People just don't like the fact that I'm going slow on the road and blocking one lane of traffic. Which, I'm not blocking traffic. I'm just going slow. And every single bicyclist and scooter rider needs that extra space. Because just like motorcyclists, they get hit way too easily. People not paying attention or whatever. So that's why all the yellow and the flashing lights. Again, better safe than sorry. So that's all I have for now, guys. Thank you so much for listening and being patient with me. Thank you so much for waiting around and for me to upload another video. Thank you to everyone that is new. I will be here very, very soon with my next video after I give my testimony again and tell you what God has been sharing with me. And then after that, I'll be back on like regular, like normal, doing my yarn video, doing my yarn thing, sharing with you guys what projects I'm working on. And again, I'm not currently working on anything right now. I have projects I need to finish, but it's a matter of having my crochet mojo right now. And I kind of don't have it right now. I'll talk about my sewing machine next time too. I started a quilting group and I got a new sewing machine. So I'll talk about that in another video too, okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining and watching the channel. I will leave my email below for yarn boxes. And the giveaway, I'm going to announce that in a week. Okay, I'm going to give it a week, maybe 2 weeks. We'll see, depending on what I'm got going on. But within 2 weeks, for sure, I will be drawing a winner for this giveaway. And the way you enter is just like always. Just leave your own original comment. Don't reply to anyone. Just leave your own original comment, because replies are not counted. And the YouTube random comment picker doesn't calculate replies. It just calculates original comments. And just say anything you want. Even a little face emoji is fine. Okay, love you guys. Bye-bye.